Hi, cool. Hey, welcome back to my journal. I know this is, again, a little informal, but, thanks for joining me. Let's get started. This is kind of strange, but this is actually helping me really focus. I say that, and then this past week, I missed 2 classes, because, one, I was working on auditions for a thing that just showed up late. I had to get that done before the next morning, but middle of the week, I was just feeling like absolute garbage. I couldn't go to class. I needed some recovery time. But I did go to paired practice on Saturday, which was really nice. A cool thing about my class, it's really awesome, is every now and then there is a student named Nemo that will come in. He is a Japanese astronaut, and he'll come in and he has such a different, he's very deliberate, and it's nice to be able to practice with him because it makes you push more, and he definitely notices things that you don't notice, and I always like getting able to practice with him. But that last Saturday I was able to do a one-on-one paired practice with him, which is really, really fun because he's also very tall, and he's past, I think, he's well past 6 foot. I think he's 6.5 feet tall. He's very, very tall. And I'm 5'9", so the reach and the timing is so much more different with someone like his stature. So it's a lot of fun to practice with him because it's different. Because again, with the EI, your techie, your imaginary opponent that you fight against in every waza that you do single, is supposed to be your proportions, to make it as easily and as accessible as possible for you to train against and to see in your mind's eye. But I gotta have a Saturday paired practice with him. Things were really nice. Let's get into the notes for today. Things I need to work on. Here we are. Hello. Hips and shoulders are separate. Yeah, I have a really bad habit of when my hips plant or when my shoulders torque, they want to take my hips with them. Whereas my shoulders should just torque and my hips should stay attacking my enemy, quote unquote, which is something I still need to practice, or even understand, which is to attack my enemy with my hips. Relax the upper body. Yeah. One of the most interesting things that I always kind of learned throughout all this is that you strike your fastest and your hardest when you are relaxed with your upper body, which is really, really, really important as you aim and then step through to cut in a particular waza. Knees over toes. A thing I have trouble dealing with is that I have very flat feet. I even have orthotics that I have to wear in my shoes. And when I practice barefoot, because I have to practice EI barefoot, that is the proper way to practice it, unless you wear tabi, but you're supposed to, even when you test, you're supposed to not wear socks or tabi or anything. And I have very flat feet, so whenever I try to, whenever I plant and lunge forward, my foot will get lazy, and it will flatten out, and my knee will, it will go in a diagonal, which is very, very bad and very weak. So, and that's another thing that comes with pushing through the foot and pushing through the back heel, which is something else I've been working on. Or I need to work on this year in particular. Left hand at center. One of the most important things about the draw is that you're drawing, at least for our school, you're drawing towards the exact center of your opponent every single time. Because if you do it correctly and draw it at their center, they won't be able to see, they'll only be able to see down your sword. So if I'm drawing it at like this, hopefully you only see, or like I have this pencil right here. If I try and do this, I don't know if you can see it, yeah. You can't see how long the pencil is. But if I have it out like here, or here, you can see how long the pencil is and expect it when I step forward to cut. But if I do it here, you can't see the pencil as well, so you don't know the length of the pencil. So the length could be different for every person, regardless of their height. They could have a longer one, or they could have a shorter katana. It depends. I think that's about it. Yeah, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Again, these are just short little videos. I appreciate you spending time and checking in with me. This has really helped me actually motivate and really pay attention to what I'm doing. And I have to be honest with y'all. I have to be honest with myself and y'all as I go through this journal in this year. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. See you next week.